Welcome back to another episode of the tight-ass Chevy C10 LS swap video. Today we're going to do the wiring harness. I'm going to use the original wiring harness. It's not necessarily how I normally do it, but it is definitely the cheapest way for anybody at home. So we're going to do that. I got a new tank from JC Whitney. It's got the surge bowl in the bottom, so we're going to try and adapt a electric fuel pump. And also we'll try and get the exhaust done today. It shouldn't be too bad, so let's get started. These are the harnesses that came, out of the original fuse box. Don't need the green one. The green one runs all your lights and all that sort of garbage, so I don't need him. This is the one that's got the fuel pump wire in it, so we need that one. And this one has the power supply wire, so we're just going to give him a little haircut back there, get the grinder and just a little nip and a tuck, and then that's all we need from here for right meow. While we're here robbing parts, and also because I'm a tight ass, we're going to steal the fuel line. This makes it a lot easier. We can plug it in. It goes a fair way back, so we can bend it to where we need to, and we can just, join it with some high pressure fuel line, and it should be good. Miraculously, I've had a bit of a win with how I mounted the engine. There's actually plenty of room for the exhaust. The headers are not touching the frame on either side with how I mounted it, but normally I use these V-band clamps, cut them because they're cast steel. You can cut them and just weld, flanges and your exhaust straight on. But we got a bit of a win, so I'm gonna weld up this EGR, put the EGR plate on. So I'm going to weld up this so I don't have to buy a block off tube. There's no need to buy one when you just weld a piece of junk in there. So we're going to do that, and then we'll do something else, I guess. This is how we're going to make it happen. I've got a nasty bolt, whatever, ground it back. Oh, fits perfectly in the hole. Probably give it a tap. Don't have my adjustable hammer. Oh, it fits in pretty good. So, boom, lay a couple of fat ones around it. Job done, and then we'll cut off the excess. Deleted. Final result. Try to blend it. Look like factory. Can't really tell. Weld up the holes for the bolts. So that's it. We get it fitted back on, and we'll do some other stuff. I was going to try and get the pump out of the tank to work, but it's just too much fluffing around. So I've ordered an inline fuel pump, and that should be here, pretty soon. So we'll get the rest of the wiring done, and then we'll kind of do a follow-up, next stage, doing the fuel pump and all that sort of stuff. But should be, ready to fire as soon as the fuel pump gets here. Well, we're making some pretty good progress. Got the core support, that fender, the hood proppy uppy thingies, and throttle cable, heater lines, a vacuum line, what else, a few other little bits and bobs. I gotta find a place to mount the computer and the fuse, whole fuse box deal, and then this is where the battery was. I will try and put it back there, I think. So obviously it'll be the easiest, and then make the wiring work for that. And we've got to run the fuel line over there with that one I took off the Suburban. So it's coming along. This is the original power steering cooler. I'm going to run it tucked in here. So I'm going to just cut a little window into its sole. Just it's not going to affect anything structurally, but it'll give me enough breeze to keep it cool. I'm trying to keep with my tight ass budget build here, so what I got going on right now is I'm trying to use the original fill bottle and just make sure all the lines, the hoses are all going to work and fit before I start making you know, brackets to hold the radiator. And I'm gonna have to make a little bracket for this leg here, but I just want to make sure, you know, we've got enough hose lengths, we can kind of get it in the right spot, and then we'll lock it in. So I've been trying to use everything, you know, factory from the Suburban, but the intake just sits too proud. It wouldn't fit under the hood because we lifted the engine just a little bit, you know, to clear the AC and stuff. So I bought a, you know, aftermarket / cheapest one I could find intake on Amazon in black, because they got like bright blue or bright red. You know, I try to be a little bit more subtle than that. So comes with all the garbage, whatever. Don't need that. Huge filter, the best China has to offer, I imagine. And the intake pipe in black, as I said, black. Not shiny aluminum, kind of out of place. So let's go and see if this is going to work. Well, thanks for coming along. I was hoping to get a bit more done in this video, but you know, life happens, bad weather, waiting on parts, so it is what it is. But I think we did pretty good progress. I mean, we got most of the truck kind of, you know, back together. You know, some of the accessories, cable, EGR, delete. Got to make a few more brackets. Kind of got the radio located where we need it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to go with the thermo fan or just try and make the regular fan work. But so far we're well on budget to be you know, tight ass as. So I'd say, you know, even as it sits right now with everything I got in the truck, or Suburban, and having to buy the engine mount and a couple other bits and this beautiful intake, I think this should work too. I may have to, you know, give it a little tap just to be sure it's going to clear, but it doesn't look like it's going to have any interference issues. So with all that being said, I think we're in right around $1,000 before I, you know, sell the rest of the parts for the Suburban, and after everything, you know, sellable is gone, run it over the scales as scrap. I think we should be somewhere around 500, you know, once I sell some bits. So if you got some entertainment value, you're mildly entertained, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and see you in the next video.